wait over here for people to show up. So I'm just gonna put my icon. Oh, it fits actually. I like that. Okay. Yeah, it actually just, if you ignore the little red circle, it looks normal. Oop, I just dropped my Joy-Con. Whoopsie daisy. Okay. Alright, hello, hi Lunar, Sassy, Thunder. I keep calling you Sassy Mortangle. I think it's because my brain just processes your name, like when it comes onto my screen. Hi Ari. Alright guys, we're gonna read my old cringy stories with horrible grammar, and these things have never seen the enter key, if that makes sense. There are no paragraph spacing. In other words, it's terrible. Okay, so anyway, we have this. It's like the first book. It's inspired by um something by, I think it's Pink Bunny Girl 43. I don't quite remember what it was inspired by. I know it was, and I stole half the names, but it was a completely different story basically. Anyways, the font is huge, and this like first book basically is like this is how long it is. I'm scrolling through it. What if I just like, hold on. I'm tempted to just go through and see how many like, how, what if I just, what if we just highlight everything and make the font a little smaller and see just how much shorter that would make it, because it's not particularly long. Hold on. We're gonna, actually I want to know how many words this is, because it can't be that many. I wrote it in like one day. I distinctly remember I finished writing it the same day I started writing it. Hi, Rye. No, Thunderclaw, do not insult yourself ever again. How dare you? Do not associate yourself with this horrid, can't even fucking spell the right there or your. I still can't get the right your sometimes, but that's because I'm distracted and not because I'm stupid. Holy hell, what happened to the Allegiances? Why? Why are they looking like that? My goodness. Okay, we're gonna make this whole thing size 11 font, because that's what I usually, oh my goodness, it's so short now! Oh, it's so little! It's a baby! Just, how many pages is this? Hold on, let's count. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pages! It's only 6 pages! It's a whole ass book and it's 6 pages! What was I thinking? Hi, Hollow Heart! How did my little tiny brain think 6 pages? Oh, actually, I think it was like, I mean, I sized the font down, so it's probably like 8 pages. How did my tiny little brain think 6 pages? That's pretty good for a whole ass book. Beautiful, Ari. Hi, Mare. How many words? Let's see. Well, it's a short story, I guess. It's 3,000 words. You know what? Hold on. I'm just showing you this very briefly. This thing I'm writing is, it's only like a couple chapters in, 3,813 words. Okay, I'm back to this. You're not allowed to see what that thing was. Because, reasons. Okay! You know what? I'm putting this in print layout, so it's harder to read, because I don't want to look at it. It's scary. It's terrible. I hate it. Hi. Okay. What the freak happened to the Allegiances? There's just, like, chaos going on over here. Hi, Silly. Hi, Astro. Something went wrong down here, I assume. That's lovely. Okay. Okay, I'm not seeing any huge errors. This just looks like the thing I took inspiration from. Oh, Cupcake. Why is Cupcake the only one in the Allegiance? Cupcake does not get a description. Cupcake, who's probably the best character because she doesn't exist. She, like, does nothing. Therefore, she must be the best because there's no room for her to be terrible. Silly, why'd you delete the post, Silly? Were you ashamed of yourself, Silly? Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, wow. Nothing happened. I'm reading, this thing. It's creature. There's no indents! Okay, so Silly, then why did you take it down? No, that was not the thing I showed you. Thunderclaw, that only has, like, 4,000 words. It's a kitty pet. Oh, okay, Silly. So you're trying to make me feel special. You're failing. Hi, Lion. Nice. Silly, tell why anyway. Silly, is it because you are ashamed? You're ashamed of yourself, you little shit? Oh, look, it's Cloud. Who is that guy? I don't even remember. Silence is loud. It's because Silly's a little bitch. Silly, I tried to have a decent conversation with you. You wouldn't let it decentify. You were being a silly. Why did I put the clarifier? It was going to be 1 week. What story are you making up? You're the one who won't give an explanation, therefore I'm assuming that you were just ashamed of yourself. Silly is sillying. Okay, well then you're not telling it. I'm gonna just assume you're ashamed of it. It doesn't really matter if it's... I already told you what I thought of it, Silly. Either you didn't pay attention or you just choose to ignore it. That is the wrong word. What is going on here? Apparently, little child me also never heard of commas. Or capitalizing names. What is this? I read this whole thing and I want to jump off a bridge. What? Why is this so bad? Yeah, and what else did I say, Silly? Did you care to read it? That's lovely, Tangle. Last night I had a dream that Starflower was trying to steal my children that I had in the dream for some reason, and then I kicked her in the face. That's not what I said, silly. Did you read it? Well, maybe you should get... Thunderclaw, if you write more, then you'll get better at writing! This is basic common sense! Alright, y'all, there's a book too. The alliances are even more fucked up in this one. What happened here? I need to know what went wrong. Everyone says yeah way too much. This conversation starts off with just yeah, 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 yeah. Shut up! Say something else! Hi, Rooster. Hi, Wolf. Okay, let's see what else is going on here. It's terrible. I hate it. Finally! The only OC in this entire thing who I don't loathe with every fiber of my being! Sun! Sun is the only good OC in this entire stupid little thing! Ah! We love Sun. He's a good little boy, and he hates everyone. He hates everyone. He's very emo, but he's the cutest little dude. No, Tangle. It's very obviously the lost country of Atlas. Come on, Tangle. You should know this by now. Bye, Thunder. Okay, let's... Why? Why could I not make a Why couldn't I differentiate between were and we're? There's a literal comma. Wolf, don't be afraid of yourself. I'm sorry, that was me. Maybe. I don't know, silly. Maybe you should learn how to read. Why are you spelling out the fact he's a annoying character named Ice for some reason? Why are you spelling this out? Wow, Ice, that's such an insult. The fox is being called a fox. Wow, Ice. You're the best at insults, buddy. Fire and Fox. Ice is the one doing the insulting, Tangle. I think you misunderstand if I understood your little thing correctly. Fox and Ice would make more sense. Wolf, what are we on about over there? Why are we chanting names? I missed context. Oh, they're holding a little warrior ceremony looking thing. No, you won't, silly. Come on. There are at least 8 of them. Okay. Can we just... How many cats do you people have? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Why are there 2 cats named up? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. You guys have 20 cats! 8 rogues should not be an issue to you! Yes, I do. Hi, Sour! I have a warrior OC named Amethyst. He's a very good boy. No, she! No, I forgot I made her trans! No! Yay! That's lovely, Sour. And why not, silly? Oh, they're in the forest now. Wow. It just says leader in the forest. No, there were commas. Commas. Ari Starry ain't real. Ari. Who is Ari Starry? Oh no, Ari. Ari is now counting. Either the Ari is angered or the Ari is going insane. Truthfully, either are a possibility. Riveting dialogue. What do you think it means? I don't know. Well, tell me. Wow, you're so good at this. Hi. Riveting dialogue we have here. It's so beautiful. Oh, there's a trader apparently. It's nice. Crap, I didn't see what Silly said. Hold on. Is my volume down? Okay. So, Silly said, Dot. It's like, hey, to get your social media account like that when you're getting a job. That does not answer my question, Silly. That just makes more questions. Like, what is the relevancy of that? Wait, Kitty doesn't have 1K? Kitty? How dare you not have 1K? Kitty, that's illegal. Kitty, I'm gonna have to lock you up for this offense. Oh my goodness, this one was so short too. How many pages was you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This was only 11 pages! Oh my lord! I I was looking for the third book, and I don't think it exists. I can't find it. I know there's a third, but I only found the fourth and the fifth. Okay, apparently the third does not exist, so we're just gonna go to the fourth one and not have context. Yippee! Yes, it is, Wolf. It's very illegal, actually. Silly has fallen. No. Silly is not a fallen. How dare you compare them? Or Silly has fallen, as in Silly locked Fallen up in a cage. Silly, release Fallen or die again. I mean, I don't know you, so I don't really want to make you a mod. Bye, Astro. Why do the Allegiances look like this? Who the hell is White Lily? Who are these creatures? Who is Leaf? Where did you come from? No, White Lily. I know who White Lily is. I just don't know where the freak they came from. And it is not White Lily Cookie. Okay? I invented the OC White Lily before Cookie Run Kingdom even came out. My White Lily is better. Ignore the fact that he sucks ass. That does not mean I know who you are. Like, buddy, you've been here for like 5 minutes. I don't know you. Wow, that's a lovely way to start a story, just somewhere. Wow. Opening scene for this book, just somewhere. Wow. I'm so good at writing. Hi, Turtle. Okay. You know, I feel like we should just, you know what they meant. You know what is meant by this sentence, but you don't just casually say, insert character is sleeping with insert other character. We know what they meant. You know, we know what was meant. Silly, I don't know. You're the one who has the drawing. No, we do not have the max amount of mods. I don't think there is a max amount of mods. Also, anyways, You know what? I'm gonna steal this line for all my ships now. And if anyone says anything about it, I'll just tell them to stop being dirty-minded. Or are you commenting on the fact that Blossom falls sleeping with Ivy Pool? You have no proof that it meant things. Why is one of the cats named Loaf? Oh my god, that's actually adorable! No! Turtle! 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 Yes, finally. Tangled. It took 4 books of this shitty story. Anyways, we also have Loaf. Loaf is a very cute character, I assume. I don't actually know. What did Loaf ever do? We got, Amber and Rose, who are also somewhere. Why is everyone somewhere? What is going on? Smug, that is quite a rude thing to say when you're in a live chat with someone. I know you just got here, so I'm going to assume you weren't talking about being bored of this live. But it does quite look like that's what you said. No, their name is Loaf as a child. Hi, Ash Storm. Does Loaf turn into bread? No, Loaf is just Loaf. Loaf is a loafy loaf. Okay, Tangle small victories, because while there is not a space, it's not capitalized. Bye. I'm sorry. Just follow me or you're gonna freeze. Wow! Thank you, creepy stranger! You should totally be followed. Wow! You know, this one didn't have nefarious intentions, but maybe don't teach children to follow strangers into the woods. Perfect off. Or of. You never know, really. You could have just been saying of. You know, guys, I have this one friend who thought OC was just pronounced Ock. And Kitty, I feel like if you're arguing with your cousin, you can just do it in the car that you are apparently both sitting in. You know, we don't need to be subjected to it. Are you Ock? That's basically what he does, and I'm like, what are you doing? What the hell is an Ock? wait, no, she's not a child. I mean, still. She technically is a child. She's like 9 moons old. In Rowan clan. I mean, yeah, it's like flip-flopping between the territories. That's intentional, and there really isn't a better way of wording it. Because how do you describe a scene transition in writing? I'm not saying you can't describe it in writing. It would just be redundant for this particular thing. Yep, there's Rowan clan again. Oh, I forgot Bluebell exists. Bluebell's like one of my favorites from this, even though she does absolutely nothing. The founder is this guy named Rowan. Obviously. Hi, Central. I genuinely don't remember why, I decided for that lore, because, like, he does nothing. Forest territory. Everyone's in the forest. That's where they live. Wait, Lily died? Wait, Lily wasn't supposed to die. What the fuck? That was the other one. There was a third one. I forget what her name. Did I genuinely forget my own plot and then only remember the actual plot? Yes, silly. What happened here? Don't fucking never mind me, silly. Silly, just say what you're gonna say. My goodness. Okay. Ari? That doesn't work for the kind of writing I'm doing. Thank you. But like I said, doesn't work. Silly, I don't remember what your last profile picture was. It was probably fine. I don't care what your profile pictures are, guys. Like, as long as it's not hate speech or slurs or whatever, cool. Ari, so do most people. Like, the average reading level thing is bullshit. Because most people are above average, which is not how averages are supposed to work. I don't think they've updated the average reading level for like 50 years or something, because quite literally, even the stupidest people in my class are considered to have an above average reading level. And like, how does that work? How is the majority above average? That's not how averages work. Bye. Why is this highlighted? Oh, person. Okay, anyway. Hi, moths. No, moths, why is you a sad? Being sad is saddening. Space Lion, I don't understand the question. What is achieve? I could like literally. Here's the thing. Um, Reading levels are kind of bullshit because like once you get to a certain age, you really there's not books that you're gonna be able to not read because there are only so many words in the world that can be commercially used without you being questioned. Like, if you pull out a goddamn thesaurus every other word, no one's gonna want to read your thing because no one's gonna want to bother looking up what the freak all those words mean. My last week of school was last week, and it's not really a week, but um, my last day of school was on like Monday. I haven't bothered checking what my reading level is because like I know I can read stuff. Like it doesn't matter to me what my technical reading level would be. If I can read it, if there's a word I don't know, I can probably decode what it means from like other elements of the story. But no matter what reading level you have, this thing right here will always be crap. This is like the real reading test. If you can understand a single word this said, congratulations. You have good reading comprehension. All right. No, I know. I know. But like even if you have a lower reading level, they consider the fact that okay, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to explain. I sound stupid, but like I'm trying to like explain why reading levels at a certain point just don't really work. Because here's the thing. I mean, some people they that is not correct at all, Lucky. There is no reader can read, no in between, because everything in life is on a spectrum. That's a basic fact of life. Nothing is 100% or 0%. That's just statistically not possible. Like, even if it's like almost 100%, there's still a little tiny fragment that isn't putting it to 100%. A normal person, which is, most people, would just round up. Because, yeah, no shit. But you still have to at least be able to acknowledge that there's a little percentage there. Yeah, and there can be like 39s after all those sour, and guess what? It still isn't technically 100%. Aria, that color doesn't really. Okay, Ari, I understand what you're trying to say, but when I hear ashes of a freshly put out fire, I think ashes that are like still damp from the water, so they're like extra glisteningly slimy and darker. Like they look black, not dark gray. It's not a bad like comparison. I'm just saying, that's how I'm reading it as and like visualizing it. Okay, they they ought be fine. Did I mean they ought to be fine? What is they ought be fine? What does this mean, little like seventh or sixth grade old me? I don't even remember. What does this mean? What does this mean? They ought be fine. They ought be fine. What? We're missing a bit of a word. Words are needed for wording. That's lovely, Lion. My family's washer for like our clothing broke, and it was supposed to arrive on Friday of last week. Then it was supposed to arrive Tuesday of this week. And I don't remember when it's supposed to arrive now, but they changed the date again. It's been like a week since it was supposed to arrive. Yes, Lucky, but they always have estimates that are supposed to be pretty darn accurate. You know, I can't tell if I'm just messing up my readingliness or if that is not really working as a comparison. I can't put my finger on it, but it doesn't work in my brain. I think it's the lack of weight thing. Because, I mean, even if it's a tiny little child, it's still like a lot heavier than a leaf. And I think that's there's just a bit of a disconnect in my brain with that fact. You know what, Sour? It probably did. Livery truck went into the ocean, exploded, never gonna see it again. You missed the life. The like. Not the life. The like. Like a leaf. Yeah, well, you could have used a tumbleweed, Ari. Everyone knows what a tumbleweed is, and it would have made a lot more sense than a leaf. Especially because, the cat, you already said, it's brown. And tumbleweeds are typically brown colored, so. I'm not saying there needs to be a color, correlation, but it does work. Like with the ash thing. Yeah, that's fair. Sometimes I'll be like trying to come up with a simile, and then I won't, and then I'll just move on and add the simile in later when I think of a good one. Also, does anyone else have this weird thing where when they like start a story, they feel like they're like way more sophisticated while writing it? Like the first couple chapters are much more crisp than the like later chapters? Or is that just me? Oh, thank God I'm not the only one. Yes, and then you go back and read the first chapters, and you're like, what is wrong with these things? There's 30 grammar mistakes in the same sentence. Or, you'll be like, wow, this is so perfect. What has gone wrong later? There's no in between with that. I know I was just saying, there's no such thing as no in between. That is the exception. Oh my God, yes, Lucky. Like I sound so sophisticated in it, and then we just descend into madness. Who is Larch? What even is a larch? Hold on. Okay, it is a plant. Okay. Autocorrect kept trying to correct larch to lark. And what is a lark? A lark is a bird, yeah. But larches are things too, autocorrect. Okay, Ari, that one, I don't see any issue. I just see a bit of redundancy. You could include the raven with the oblivious prey. You could have put an oblivious young raven. Unknown to the oblivious young raven. Well, we don't have the context that the cat was stalking the raven. In an actual thing, it would be there. And also we could pick up, stalking a raven. I'm sorry, I just don't like redundancies. They're not bad. Sometimes they are pretty good, but I don't like reading the same thing over and over. I already know this. No, it's not gingerbread. Lion, please don't eat the ginger cat. Oh, same, Ari. Like, I'll read something. I'll be like, what's wrong here? Oh, I've said the same thing in different phrasing 13 times this paragraph. Wow. When redundancy is done good, it's usually for emphasis, right? Like, if the same word is used in a chapter like 20 times, maybe instead of thinking, wow, they really don't have a vocabulary, you should be like, huh, I wonder why that same word keeps getting used. You know? Me, I write stories, Lucky. What's your question? Hi, Tangle. Welcome back. Lucky. Horrible question. A chapter should be as long as a chapter needs to be. You should not put a length limit, length minimum on a chapter. If a chapter can be told in 200 words and then you can move to the next chapter, you do that and move to the next chapter. If you have a cliffhanger that needs if you have a cliffhanger that ends off a chapter, doesn't matter how short that chapter was, you move to the next one. When you go back and write it, you will probably be able to add more if more needs to be added. When you go back and edit it, I should say. Sour is yelling. Sour realizes that Sour was incorrect. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure Ma should be singular in that context. There was no redundancy in there. I mean, there was, but it wasn't like in-your-face redundancy. Yeah. And at the start of books, sometimes if there's not like exposition dumping, the chapters are like way shorter. I've noticed this. Um, sorry, I lost my train of thought. In a lot of books that are like the second, third, fourth, whatever installment of a series, there's a lot of expedition dumping during the first chapters that, if removed, would make them exponentially shorter. It's not like exposition dumping like a big long paragraph. It's like scattered throughout little sentence fragments that if you took them out, the chapter would be like half its length. It's fine, Ash Storm. I don't go on Wattpad that much anyway. The last time I went on Wattpad, it's because I was... You know what? No, actually, I'm not going to admit to what I was doing on there. I was reading this one Demon Slayer ship fic, and that's all you're allowed to know. It's okay, Lucky. I'm currently reading one of my old horrid stories. I'm barely paying attention to it at this point, but oh well. Okay? Adults are drunk, and children should know that. Sometimes adults get drunk, and sometimes children do, sadly. Sometimes children come in excess of alcohol, but to irritate the minds. I don't know why, but I feel like you didn't mean to say that. I just can't imagine. Irritate the minds is the best wording there. No, it's okay, Ari. I'm just saying. Irritate the minds. So many better words. So many better phrasings. It's okay, Ari. It's better than whatever this is. Aggravate the minds works so much better than irritate. Irritate's just a plain word for like... Irritate is what you use when you've run out of sophisticated words you can say without sounding redundant. Irritate is a base word. Base words are what you use more often than the sophisticated words. You use the base words more. Like, okay, let's say there's 5 instances of a word meaning annoyance or irritation. No, that doesn't work. 50 instances. That seems unrealistic, but oh well. Say there's 50 instances of a word close to irritation or annoyance. Like, 40 of those instances should be the base word. Not 40. Like, 30-something. 32, maybe. Because people are going to notice if you use, like, 27 instances of a sophisticated versioning of it. Because it doesn't read well. You know? More sophisticated novels, they use the sophisticated words more. But those novels are the kinds of things that most people don't want to read because they don't want to have to pull out a dictionary every time they find a word with a very simple meaning that can't context cluify itself. I get writing advice from trial and fucking error. I don't ask for advice. I figure it out myself. I mean, I don't actively seek out advice. I like advice. I just don't, look for it. Like, hey, writing advice, please? Why would you tell someone that? Tangle, some unknown stranger's gonna be judging me now, Tangle. How dare you? Tangle. That's always my biggest fear, that someone's gonna read one of my AUs and be like, this is terrible. I hate it. Kill it. I'm just gonna cry. I'm not not self-conscious. I just don't feel like dealing with being hated on. This is a lie. The end. I love how these always end with just the end. Advice is for people that advise advice. What the fuck? Reluctantly would work better than bitterly. I know you said reluctantly right there, reluctantly putting up with the unpleasant taste, but that's a little bit of a redundancy. Because we can infer that you were reluctant to do it. Like if you say reluctantly on the sour herbs, we can tell that they suck. They taste horrid. Same with Raven's kits. Raven as in Raven, or like what? What are we saying same with Raven's kits for? I love not using grammar. Yeah. Where's the fifth one, actually? I forgot. There's the fifth one. Alright, time to freaking... This has taken us almost an hour. Yippee. Raven as in Raven. Okay. What about Raven's kits, though? What about the babies? Are we referring to the fact that they were assaulting their uncle yesterday and not letting him be freed? Okay, the alliances are a little less messed up in this one, but... Oh, bye, Lion! Oh, did I ever tell y'all that I had a Cinderpaw AU where she forces Broken Tail to be her friend? That was a fun time. The alliances are like 4 pages long! Oh my goodness! Where did all these critters come from? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pages of allegiance. No, Cinderpaw just pissed him off enough that he just dealt with her. Like, whenever he was getting his wounds treated, she would run into the medicine, well, I mean, stumble, because, you know, leg. She would just sit down and just start bothering him, and he was just like, why does this child keep talking to me? I hate children, that's why I killed so many of them. But, in that AU, Fireheart's also being, like, a complete dick to Cinderpaw. Because she tries to be a warrior in that AU, and she actually succeeds. She becomes a warrior. But, Fireheart's just like, Cinderpaw, it's too dangerous. And Broken Tail's like, dude, you're a shitty friend. I'm a mass murderer and I'm a better friend than you. I think you need to reevaluate your life. But, so Cinderpaw, she becomes Cinder Shine. That's like her warrior name. Fire dead. He will be fire dead. If he doesn't shut the fuck up. You don't fuck with Cinderpaw, okay? If you befriend a mass... if you befriend a mass murderer, then guess what? You're set for life. If anyone pisses you off, your friend will find them. Cinderpaw. When I get talking, I mess up my S pronunciations, like my S becomes sh. When I start talking for, like, a long period of time. Good advice. No! Ari, no! Ari, yellow person. Here's the thing about that AU. Broken Tail actually like fights against Tiger Claw. Like, you know how Tiger Claw plots with Broken Tail in the actual series? Broken Tail's like, hey, Yellow Fang, Tiger Claw's plotting to usurp Blue Star. You might want to do something about that or something? And Yellow Fang's like, wow, Broken Tail, I didn't think you would ever turn against a traitor. And he's like, what did I ever do to you? Except exile you. I mean, you personally just hate me. And she's like, I don't even know what you're fucking talking about, but okay. Hi. Anyway, but it's actually kind of funny because even though Blue Star is warned about Tiger Claw's invasion, it still happens. It's a little thing with the AU. Like, I was like, okay, yeah, Tiger Claw gets called out early. Oh, wait, fuck. There needs to be, like, a moment of Cinderpaw proving herself as being a warrior. So, it was all for nothing. Tiger Claw's, deeds get revealed, 5 hours early, I suppose. Because he still shows up with his rogues. The only, like, AU thing about it is that Cinderpaw is, like, helping fight, and Broken Tail also beats the crap out of Tanglebur because no reason, really. And after the battle, so you know how in the actual book Yellowfang's like, Broken Tail, I am your mother. She does that, except she's not trying to kill him. She's like, Broken Tail, I have not been honest with you. I am your mother. And he's like, you know what? That explains too much. Why did you not tell me this? Why would you not tell me? I grew up alone with a mom who hated me, and you just watched. What the hell? Which honestly is a very valid reason to be pissed at someone. No, Sour, you're gonna die! Sour, no! Dying may cause death, Sour! Oh, what happened, Star? New scene. Oh. Oh, school's done. That sucks, Star. Star, you just gotta think. Your friends will be back next year, though. Hey, did I tell you guys that I got a laptop? Sorry, random just... Some won't. Well, I mean, some, but some will be back. I don't really have anything to say about that, Ari. Lucky that is. Yes, it is true, but you really should not just say that. Because guess what? Shitty friends are gonna use that as an excuse to treat you like shit. They're gonna say, oh, well, you're not gonna be able to keep all your friends, so why are you even complaining that I'm acting like this? Why do you care? Why does this line sound so unserious? Oh no, what will happen if Marigold doesn't get the herb? Will she die? No, she'll be fine if she doesn't get the life-saving herb. You dumbass. I remember this story someone shared of they thought they had a crush on this guy, but they actually were just getting the creeps from him. And the, butterflies that you get when you have a crush was really just them being creeped out. Oh my god, this is almost done. Finally, I can be free. It's only been an hour, surprisingly. For real though, Ari. Like, genuinely, when I was in, like, elementary school, I hadn't kept the same friend for 1 year, like, at all. Every year, I had a new person that was, like, my friend. And, you know what? I actually told only one person this before. And I was, like, telling her I kind of have trust issues. Because, like, I wasn't able to keep a friend until, like, middle school. And she was like, well, that's a problem. And that's, I mean, like, and she was saying, but you need to, like, trust people. And it pissed me the fuck off. I've actually told you about this, friend, quote unquote, who I told about my trust issues, and her response was just, well, you need to trust people. Yeah, no shit. Fun fact, this is also the same friend who I was telling her about, my really shitty, emotionally abusive father, and she was saying, well, you shouldn't care because he's still your father. And that also pissed me the fuck off. Exactly. Like, I was also telling her about how shittily he treated my mom and how it was definitely classified as abuse. And I said, sometimes I think I should call the cops on him. And she said that I shouldn't do that because I might never see him again. And I said, I don't want to ever see him again. That's also where the whole, well, he's still your father came from. Also, by the way, I am whispering this because he is in my house right now. He doesn't, like, watch my videos, but I don't want him to overhear what I'm saying. Have you ever noticed that? Like, whenever I'm talking about, him, I, like, will always, like, be whispering into the mic. I think I've talked about it a couple times, and, like, it's always into the mic. This fight scene sucks. Unrelated note, the fight scene is horrible. Silence is so loud. This is a very silent silence. Okay, Ari, you said, I'm gonna go. Proceed to say hi. Who are you saying hi to? The creature in the void? Bye. Y'all, it's good because I'm ending anyway because we finished this thing. It's apparently not finished, which, probably is good. But, yeah. Bye. Bye, everybody. Thank you all for coming. There probably won't be a live later. Genuinely, I'm not sure how many 7:30 lives I'm going to be doing late. Yeah, not lately, but, like, anymore. Because I really do not have energy this summer. I don't know what it is. But, like, I'm doing, like, one live a day. In July, it will get better, I swear. In, like, mid-July, probably, I'm going to go back to my normal schedule. I don't know why mid-July. I think that's just what my brain has decided on. And now it's just going to go with that time. But,